Hi submarine friends. Welcome back to watching me build my diesel electric submarine. So I had a big fat bonehead move today. I videoed all the parts and pieces for this project, and then I ran out of storage on my camera. So I missed it. We're gonna miss that part. Anyways, what I made was these little brackets right here. And so what they're for is this guy right here. This is the valve that I open to release the air from the forward ballast tank. And there's one exactly opposite on the other side that releases the air from the aft ballast tank. So these guys, they just sit right here like this. Okay, so it's nice and tight in there. I don't have the O-ring in there because I can't find an O-ring here that fits it. So I machined this a while ago, so I obviously sized it to an O-ring, but I don't know where I got the O-ring. Anyways, I'll get more. So this is two pieces bolted together. So one piece welds to the sub, and the other piece welds to this fitting and this fitting. And that's what holds it in place. So if I want to remove that valve, I just take the two bolts out and the valve pops off. So it has to be removable, of course, and it has to stay very secure there. So like it cannot move around at all because it could leak. You see, there's not a very big shoulder here. I just took a regular brass ball valve. Because it's such a shallow diving submarine, I can do that. And I just machined this neck smooth so that an O-ring will seal on it. I'll probably put some sealant on it as well. But anyways, that goes in there, and then this goes right in here behind this. Fits in there ever so snugly. Okay, so they're too tall, because when I try to put them in, it pushes the valve out. So what I have to do is I have to take these outside and I have to trim them down. So bear with me. So let's see if these are going to work now. They're not too hot. Nope. That one there looks like it'll work. That goes there like so. Gonna have to get some chalk. Okay, but this one here only wants to go to there. I may have to live with that, but that's okay actually. I'm just gonna grind that paint off. This is just a temporary crappy paint job to get the sub built and in the water. You know, it'll eventually have a sandblast and epoxy paint, but for now, it's not worth it because I changed things and it's just a waste of expensive paint. Battery died. You can see why I keep this cover on here all the time, because there's still windows in here. And I'd rather burn up that cover and wreck it than get sparks and stuff on my windows. So let's try that. I moved the submarine over yesterday because I moved the engine compartment out of the way. and I put it on some blocks, and now it's taller. So I might have to stand on a block here. Well, that's better. Okay, now this probably should tip down just a wee bit so that the air can escape. Oh yeah, that works. So let me just give that a little teeny spot weld. This is why I get burnt so much. Well, that's not going to work. I have to risk it. Didn't take. There we go. Oh, that's no good. This kind of thing is really finicky. Sometimes you have to play with it for a while to get it so you're happy. Just grind that off and start over. Patience. This welder has been giving me some troubles. Once it's welding, it welds great, but getting it started is being difficult. So that's why I've been using my little welder for all this, but it's broken right now. I'm gonna cool that off. Okay, let's try again. Okay, if I hold that, oh yeah, that looks good there. There we go. She took that time. Now, try this one. I just want to clean this up a little. Okay. You know, that'll work. Ooh, not really. Okay, let's try that. See what we can do here. looks okay. So now, so another thing I did when I welded these two brackets on, I welded the nut to the bracket. Well, that one could use a little more, because then I can just turn the bolt on the outside. I don't have to worry about trying to get a wrench on the inside. I'm just going to put a little more weld on there. Perfect. I better grab a wrench and make sure that I didn't weld it too much. Perfect. Perfect. That's good. That's really good. Okay, so now I have to tack weld it to the valve pieces, but I don't want to weld it too much. I know what I'll do. I'll get some water. Okay, so I got a jug of water here. So we can stick the valve in. Shoot. I'm not sure that I'm going to get that bolt out. It's really a tight spot. So what I'll do is I'll tack this end, just a little tack, and then I'll try and get that bolt out before I commit. Some of these jobs are really fiddly. Okay. This is where you have to be really patient and take your time. Nope, that's not gonna work, bugger. So, this end is okay. Let me just get a tool. So I'm gonna have to remove it, cut this one off, reorient it, and then weld it back on. All right. I might be able to just hammer it over. It's the angle that's the problem. Nope. I really hate using these zip cuts in here because it stinks. But it's a really warm day today, I think. It's only about -5. So it's no big deal to open the door and lose some heat because I got my wood stove going. Okay. Let's just try that for shits and giggles. That might work. I can't find the part. There it is. if I can get a wrench on it yet. Ooh. Not really. I mean, I can get it on there, but it's a fight, and I don't want to fight with it. So let's just bend it out some more. If you take a little extra time at this stage, it pays off later. See, now it's perfect. As long as the hose is off, then it's perfect. And there's enough here for the hose to grab. That's what I'm looking at to be sure. I can't really move this piece that way more because it's round, I get less and less and less space. So I'm going to have to live with right there. So let's take that off. We'll weld that again. I love my new welding helmet. Holy cow. I can see like no tomorrow. Okay. Just gonna cool that off. I don't want to risk wrecking this valve at all. All right. Valve back in. Bolt it on. Okay, now we'll put a tack on there. Okay, so now I can take it off and I can weld it up. I'm really overdoing it here, but what can I say? I don't think what I've done would ever bother a valve, but just be on the safe side. I was afraid of that. Sometimes you actually end up welding the two pieces together. So that side's loose, so I'm gonna have to give that a little grind, because I think let me just give it a tap. There we go. Okay, so now I have to weld that up. My wife wonders why I'm always burnt. Beautiful. I just got to give a little grind here so the nut can turn freely, because the weld comes up to where that is, but that's no problem. Okay. Perfect. Okay, well, that wasn't too hard. So let's see if it'll go on there. Oh, that's nice and solid. Now you can't see any of this, none of it at all, because the sail goes over top of this. Now, to get the sail to lower over top of this, I have to cut a notch out of the sail so it can slide down, because this might be bumped out a little bit, so I might have to box it out a little. It sucks, but it's the best way to do this. And so, unfortunately, function is more important than form. Is that a saying? Form over function? So it has to work more important than how it looks. But it'll look all right. Come on. I don't know why that's being difficult. I know what the problem is, I can't see. There we go. Okay, mission accomplished. That's super solid. I'm really happy with that. What I'll do now is I will grind these sharp edges off, clean up the welds, grind them so they're smooth, and then it can be painted. So that's it. That's how I install a vent valve. Ciao.